What's up, guys? And I'm back with another review, and this time it's the DC MultiVerse, the Batman movie Batcycle from Batman movie that Batman rides in the Batman movie. Okay, I think I got that right. But anyways, if you guys had watched the review of this DC MultiVerse, the Batman movie Batman, then you saw that I already showed you the preview of this in that review, this Batcycle, which I like to call the Batmobike, which is not accurate, but much cooler in my opinion. But if you missed his review, you can watch it right up here. Of course, to watch it for the review of him, not for the bike, because I mean, to see the preview of the bike in his review would be kind of pointless because you're watching this review that is actually the review of the bike, and yeah. But anywho, here is the box, which is pretty basic overall. And as you can see on the back here, you got some other figures there. Then that's very hard to see. It's just all dark and all that stuff. And then here's the bottom, once again, with the UPC, which I did show in the Batman movie figure review. And I also have these bikes that I got, some Maestos, some, die-cast bikes, and then the Marvel Legends Black Widow bike to compare them to, because this thing is so huge. Size comparison is the only way to see. But anyways, let's go and bust it open and take a closer look. And there it is, guys, out of the package, the Batman Batmobike. And this thing is huge. How huge? It is approximately, let me get this angle right so the camera gets the correct measurement. It's about 10¼ inches from the front of the wheel to the very back of the wheel. And then it is approximately 3¼ inches wide at its widest point. And that, my friends, is a very large bike. Oh, and yes, there is no way to make this bike stand without its little stand right here that it comes with, which is pretty nifty overall. It's another McFarlane stand, but it has kind of some little grooves on the inside there, as you can see. There we go. Get the light to catch it. Come on, light. Get that light to catch. There we go. You can see the grooves in there that kind of catches the wheel. That's the only way to keep it up, otherwise it just falls over because there is no kickstand whatsoever on this thing. And it also comes with the accessory hand here to put on Batman, because as you know, if you saw the other review that I reviewed him, he comes with the open hand here where, man, everything's really dark. Okay, there we go, that's a little bit better. Have to kick up the lights because the black on him is just so dark. But anyways, he has this open hand here, and then his other hand's closed, and then this hand simply replaces this hand that you just pop off like so. Got that nice little peg right there, and then you stick this hand in, and then he's ready to ride. Now, one thing about the hand though, as I said in this review, I don't know what plastic they use, but it is super hard. And the thing is, when you try to get it onto the handlebar right here, it actually just doesn't want to go, and the handlebar is actually really soft there, and it's painted silver, so if you force it on there, it is going to probably scratch the paint, maybe even break the peg in the process. What I've found is you just have to really get that focus there, really push hard on the hand like so to get it open like that, and then get it in there before it goes back into shape, and then it goes on there. So that is, oof, look at that mark it left on my thumb. But yeah, just ooh, look at that. Okay, and then get that on there, and bada bing, bada boom boom, iga zoom boom, blam bloom. There you go, it is now on the bike. Taking it off though, if it goes back into place, you're on your own. Oh, and a big warning, when you're pulling his hand off, it can be kind of hard. Make sure your thumb is not on his little, side blades here, because like I showed in the review of him, these are very soft. If you have your thumb here, you push hard, you could tear it right there, and then he will have no more neck slicers. So be careful. Oh, and here is a closer look at his little card that he comes with there. There is the back of it with some reading material if you're, trying to go to sleep while watching this. And now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Batmobike. Okay, kick up the brightness a little bit so you can see the details. We'll just start at the front wheel here. What is nice is that both wheels, they have some nice tread to them, and they are actual rubber wheels, which is great. So that gives it some niceties to it. And then you got the nice disc calipers there, the disc brakes, as you can see, which looks pretty nice. It's pretty stiff as well. It doesn't have flex to it, which is good, so you don't have to worry about breaking that by accident. You got the shock absorbers right there, the front forks that do not actuate, unfortunately. That would have been pretty cool. Then you got the front radiator grill right there, which looks pretty awesome. Bottom radiator grill, I guess, too. It's a really big radiator. Then again, it's a really big engine. And actually, you know what? Let me brighten it up some more. Okay, there we go. Super blown out on everything else, but at least you can see the details much better. There's a radiator again, which has more lighting now, so you can see that. It's got some nice exhaust pipes with some nice bluing or golding. Oh, well, anyways, you know what I mean. But anyways, there's the engine right there, which looks pretty awesome there. More coolers, as you can see, going around there. They did a great job filling the engine bay so that it actually looks like it's a full engine instead of just like, oh, look at all this gap, you know, like the other bike previously, I guess, that he upgrades. There's a lot of air gaps, so definitely more room to add bikes. Looks like there's some more exhausts right here, so it looks like this is a 6-cylinder engine if he's doing a straight pipe from each single cylinder, which, I mean, this is coming out right under his booty, so I mean, he's gonna cook his butt right there. But oh well, anyways, there is the tail right there. I'm guessing those might be brake lights. I don't know why he would need brake lights though. And then you got the back right here. Here's the little foot guards, foot peg, shifter on the left side. Then here's this, and that's the back brake on the right side. That right there. Got the little, what is that? Is that the shock absorber? Oh, it's a single shock absorber. Does it actually work? Nope, it does not work. And there's the back right there. Oh, it's double shock absorbers. Pretty cool. And then the brake right there with the caliper that is not painted. Got double brakes. Jeez, definitely gonna stop them. Then the big old chain, which is actually really, really hard. And it is, yeah, it is not a flexible chain. Whew, that was really long-winded, but here, let's go for another one. Here's the bottom portion right here. Not too much on it. They actually have Lego Jumbo, but they kind of hit it with like some silver there, which is pretty cool. It looks just like, you know, some weathering or detailing. Then you have the front cowl right up here. This light is just paint right there. Nothing special about that. Would have been cool if it was, you know, an actual working light. There are the handlebars right there. You could probably paint that silver to get some actual mirrors going on there. Got this right here. Then you got the front, the triple clamps right there, and then the other bar here. Pretty soft, and they are screwed in right there. And I did try tightening the screws, but for some reason there's still wiggle on the handlebars, so that's kind of interesting right there. And the top cowl is actually, or fairing, is actually pretty soft there. And for you customizers, if you really want to look here, hold on. All right, get my phone light in there, try to shine it for you guys. As you can see, the little portion right there actually glues directly to the bike. The bottom portion, let me get that light in there. If you can see, let me turn this up. Ooh, okay, it is super bright. But anyways, this will just be for this part. You can see the triple clamps right there, the bottom portion of it. And the connector point for the cowl actually goes in between the bottom triple clamp and the top triple clamp and connects directly to the bike. It looks like it comes out of the frame, or it could be the tank. So if you take this off, the front forks and the handlebars will stay in their place, and you'll just have kind of a peg, which means that you could, you know, kind of customize this, remove this if you want to put something else on there, or, man, let me turn it down. Okay, that's better. That was so bright. But anyways, you can pop this off, and then you can just have the front forks and have it kind of a, you know, fairingless bike. Or you can actually cut some of the plastic from the packaging and then put it on the top here and give it an actual windshield, which would be pretty cool, honestly. Or if you wanted to kind of drill that out, you can remove this, drill that out, put some plastic over it, then get an LED light to give it a real headlight. That would be cool. So it is possible. You could probably even hide the battery unit. You probably put a whole AAA battery right in here. Actually, yeah, that would be kind of cool. I'd actually like to see one of you guys try that. There's definitely room to stick a light in the front and the battery. So yeah, actually, you know what? When you look in here, it's hard to see, but it's actually hollow underneath there. So it's hollow under this tank right here. So you can definitely, whoo, the focus is going cuckoo. You can definitely stick a battery and some, you know, electrical wiring underneath the tank, which is awesome. Speaking of the tank, it's pretty plain, as you can see. Got a little gas tank right there. There is the seat right there, which looks like a separate piece glued on, different color as well. It feels textured. That's probably just the paint. It's definitely not rubber or anything like that. Nothing too special there. And that is it for you guys. That is the close-up detail of the Batmo bike, and it looks really nice. Man, that background is so blown out, but it is so dark it's just hard to see all the details there. So yeah, it looks cool. Let me turn down the light so you can see things better. Okay, there you go. And now that the background is more in focus and contrasted, properly exposed, so to speak, you can see this bike here, and the details are harder to see now because it's so black, but it is a really cool bike. Just kind of boom, 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 wheelie. Whoa, look at that. Even as a wheelie, it's out of frame. This thing's big. And the plastic quality is actually pretty good. As you can see, sounds like pretty quality stuff here. The fairing is soft right here, so not too much there. Wheels are pretty nice as well. So yeah, overall, these are kind of, ooh, that was loud. These are kind of hollow right here. Oh, the pegs are pretty hard as well, so you don't have to worry about, actually you might have to worry about breaking that since they're hard, but they also seem pretty thick and they don't flex, so you should be fine. But overall, it is a nice bike. I really wish I had the Lazy Susan right now, but you know what? This works just as good. And as for the articulation, the range of the front isn't that much. That's about as far as the wheels will turn there. And as for ground clearance, if you're trying to get some cool, you know, leaning, whatever, it leans about that far. Not too bad, as you can see. Got some good lean angle right there. Oh, and some random side note here, the wheels spin nice and freely, as you can see, but they are not very well balanced, as you can see right there. That one fares a little bit better, but yeah, the front isn't very well balanced, so it probably needs a trip to Jiffy Lube or something. Probably leave without oil in the engine. But anyways, let's go and put the Batman on the Bat bike now. Alright, now when getting the Batman on the bike, his legs actually can spread pretty well, as you can see there. And then he fits pretty nicely on the seat. There's plenty of clearance, as you can see, for his legs to go through, so the sculpting is very nice. And then you just kind of fit his legs onto the pegs there. Try to get that going. Come on there, bend his foot out of the way a little bit. And then I'm not going to put his hands on the bars because you saw how his hand's really hard. I don't want to keep pulling it on and off and then scratch the paint off the silver. But anyways, there he is sitting on the bike like so. You don't even have to put the hands on the actual bars, you know, wrap them around, and it still looks really nice. And he's actually sitting on the pegs, and he's ready to actuate the levers on the pegs as well, which is pretty cool. The only thing is he's actually sitting on the tank, as you can see, and not the seat. And if you really push him down, you can kind of get him to sit on the front, just barely touching that front edge of the seat. But personally, that looks kind of weird, and what looks a lot better to me is if you get his feet behind the pegs, almost turn the pegs into the lever. Now he's actually sitting on the seat, and as you can see, he's in much more of a sport bike riding position, and it looks a lot better to me. So, you know, just get those feet behind the pegs just a tad, and it doesn't look quite as bad. So definitely like that look better. But of course, you can always kind of set him up like this as well, where he's just totally flying and he's become one with the Batmo bike there, which is kind of a nifty look right there. Pretty funny, but yeah. Or you can have him popping a wheelie and just flying across the stage there, just looking pretty cool like that. Stay up there. Yeah. Or here's another way of setting him as well, is just kind of sitting backwards. As you can see, man, everything's so dark, it's just hard to see him. But yeah, he's sitting backwards like that, just like, well, that's kind of stunt bike-ish. Then of course, after all is said and done, he can ride off into the sunset, just, oh my god, his arms! Wow, this bike's got a lot of power. It ripped the arms right off of Batman. And something else to keep in mind too is that the stand, which has fallen on the ground, is actually more important than you would think. Not only does it keep the bike up, but it's the only thing that keeps the bike up, because, as you can see, because of how wide the Batman has to spread his legs to get over the seat, he cannot actually touch the ground with his foot. I mean, he can kind of do like that, but you can see the lean angle of the bike. And the only real way to get him to stand the bike with his legs is if you do this really, really high, and then get that there, and then you kind of got, yeah, get the cape over there, and maybe get a tiptoe down, something like that, and okay, maybe not, or there we go. No. Yep, that works. Or not. Oh, wait, I did it. Okay, I bent his leg a little bit like that, and okay, there we go. Come on. Did it before, do it again. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So he can kind of stand it up like so. So I guess that is an option. You're gonna have to re-angle him. Actually, it looks like he's just about to mount the bike more than sitting at a rest stop. So I mean, he's just like, yeah. And as for some comparisons, here it is next to a Maisto, whatever, 1/12 scale motorcycle. And as you can see, this thing is tiny in comparison to him. I'm going to lean this bike against it so you can see there. Check that out. That is insane how big this is. Here it is next to the S1000RR Maisto, one of my favorite bikes, and man, still huge. And here it is next to another Maisto Harley Davidson. This is also just so tiny in comparison. And finally, here it is next to the Black Widow Marvel Legends sport bike, and even that, this is a little bit larger than the Maistos here. As you can see, it's got a little bit extra size to it. I'm trying to get my hand out of the way there. As you can see, it's a tad bit longer and a tad bit taller and just bigger overall, but even then, none of them compare to how big this Batmobile bike is, and that is just nuts how large this is. And just to give you an idea of how big it is compared to actual figures, here's the SH Figuarts Endgame Black Widow on the Maisto 1/12 scale motorcycle, and as you can see, she looks mighty fine and well scaled on that bike. But then put her on the Bat bike, and she looks like a toy. Well, she is a toy, but and you get what I mean. She's tiny. And for Marvel Legend comparison, here is Captain America sitting on the Maisto bike. As you can see, it's a tad bit small, the bike. And then if you transfer him over to the Marvel Legends scale, motorcycle right here, as you can see, the size starts to look a little bit better for the figure scale, but then transfer him over to the Batmobile bike, and well, yeah, I'll let you decide. Actually, Black Widow doesn't look too bad on this Marvel Legends one, or actually, she's kind of small. And just for fun, here is Batman on the Marvel Legends bike, making it look kind of weird. And then finally, here he is on the Maisto bike, making it look like one of those little pocket bikes that you go around on. Actually, there's so much room on the seat, we can even fit SH Figuarts Black Widow along with Captain America. And I wonder how many figures you can fit. Not bad. 5 figures. 5. And just for fun, here is Master Chief, the Jazzwares Master Chief on the bike. He actually looks pretty good on the bike, to be honest with you. Got his little commando there, which is totally useless in the game, but pretty cool looking look there. Actually, I dig this. Actually, you know what? Might have to get a second one and put Master Chief on there. Whoa, wait, hold up. The hook on Master Chief is extendable, and bam, whoa, hold on 1 second. Dudes, check this out. He's got a grappling hook. I'm Batman! This is so cool. Whoa, this actually works out really well. I mean, you just have to paint that black. It's kind of big, but still. I mean, he's got a full-on retractable hook now. You can just do the whole. It hangs too. It works out really well. Wow, this is cool. You. Well guys, overall this is one bat-tastic Batmo bike. The sculpt is top notch, the engine is well sculpted, well painted, the wheels, the brakes, the tires, everything about the bike it's essentially like a screen accurate model more than a toy. If only the Batman figure had had more articulation range, then he would sit perfectly on the bike and look good doing it. But honestly, if I had any complaint on this bike whatsoever, it's actually not the bike but the packaging, and that's the accessory hand. I mean, that is the strangest accessory to include with the vehicle. I mean, why wouldn't you put the hand with the figure, you know? Because think about it, let's say a parent goes around and is like, oh, he likes Batman, let me buy him the Bat bike, and then he opens it for Christmas or birthday or whatever, and just like, oh look, it's a Bat bike. What's his hand for? You know what I mean? It's really weird. Now I know from a marketing standpoint you'd be like, oh, you have the hand, so now you have to buy the figure. Well, he's probably gonna be pretty hard to find, so it's gonna be like, nope, you just have a bike with one hand. Kind of morbid. But anywho dudes, I love this bike so much, and so far the McFarlane DC MultiVerse, the Batman movie wave, that I'm gonna have to get the other bike, the pre-upgraded bike right here. And honestly, if McFarlane actually made the actual Batmobile from this movie to scale to this Batman, just like he did that huge monster truck Batmobile he just released, that would just be insane. It would probably be 80 bucks, but I would totally pay 80 bucks for that. Oh, and with that said, of the quality Marvel Legends, take note, because when you look at this bike like here, you see all the screws and stuff right there. Looks very toyish. Look at this guy right here. I do not see any screws whatsoever. I forgot to mention that when I was going through them, but there are no screws visible on this bike, which is impressive, except for the triple clamps up there, but I mean, that's kind of normal, so that's pretty impressive, yo. But anywho, dude, stay tuned next for the review of the Riddler, aka Duct Tape Man, because I mean, he's just got duct tape on his face, and even his picture says duct tape on there, so I don't know. We'll see how he fares. I'm still looking for that cat lady person, so I'll get back to you on that. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace.